I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai Bahasham Ha-Rakakwadash. Double honors unto our apostle elders, which rule great millstone well. And shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure into the end. Shalom wa abababal. So the flock of the Lord is men. All right. Ezekiel 34 verse 29. And I will raise up for them a plant of renown, which Yahushai is that vine. And they shall be no more consumed with hunger in the land, neither bear the shame of the heathen anymore, which he's taking this yoke off of our neck so that we could worship Yahweh B'Hashem, Yahushai, and remember ourselves in captivity, subject to payment. Thus shall they know that I, Yahweh, their power, am with them, and that they, even the house of Israel, are my people, saith Yahweh's power, through his son Yahushai. And ye, my flock, the flock of my pasture, are men, and I am your power, saith the supreme power, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai. All right, so one of the tests that's coming our way, the big one is the hour of temptation with the implantable microchip, which is going to be mandated throughout the world with draconian law on that everyone has to take it or you'll be subject to death, right? And they're going to make it mandatory for buying and selling. That's why they're going after citizenship, because they're going to make it a part of citizenship. You won't be able to be recognized as a citizen if you don't accept the implantable microchip, which you're going to be made the outcast, right? While the Lord's gathering the outcasts of Israel, Psalm 147, it says, praise ye Yahweh, verse 1, for it is good to sing praises unto our power, for it is pleasant, and praise is comely. Yahweh doth build up Jerusalem, he gathereth together the outcasts of Israel, starting with his elect men. All right. He healeth the broken in heart and bindeth up their wounds. And one of the wounds that the Israelite man, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian, which go back to the Israelites that are coming into this truth, and really it don't matter what you look like, but if you're coming in with faith, with a pure heart, you got to have healing even with these women, because the women of Babylon, all right, they're demons and they cause you trauma, all right, and trauma brings in more demons, all right, and a lot of Israelite men were raised by sick mothers, all right, only mothers, grandmothers, right? In that movie, Craven, it shows you who taught her the reading the cards was the grandma secretly behind the parents' back. It says in verse 19, he showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahweh. And we praise Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushai, the elect, because we do have the knowledge that the rest of this world desired, but they cannot obtain. All right, the elect have obtained. And what is it? That stability in Isaiah 33 verse 5. It says, Yahweh is exalted, for he dwelleth on high. He had filled Zion with judgment and righteousness. So you're supposed to know what to do, right? With righteousness. You overcome the evil with the good. All right. But as we see, a lot of men in Israel, they're being overcome by these women. All right. There's a lot of scandals coming out about these Israelite men and women. All right. And the finger is being pointed at the men, which are supposed to lead the flock, but really the thing is they were overcome by women. All right, whether it was their grandmother, their mother, their auntie, their sister, their wife, all right, whatever it is, they're being overran by a woman. Even America, which this is a whore, all right? And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. So us, of the hopeful elect, we have the wisdom, judgment, and righteousness of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, knowing how to deal with every situation. And the strength of salvation, which is going to, this instruction is going to lead us to Yahushai, our salvation. The fear of Yahweh is his treasure, right? To know the ways of Yahweh is his treasure. To fear Yahweh is the beginning of knowledge, to know. So the man that fears Yahweh is going to be meditating on these scriptures day and night, so he knows what to do, because the Spirit, that Holy Spirit that comforts us, it dwells with these words. All right? They're in the same sandwich. All right? The book and the Spirit, they're together. All right? Now, people, they can read the book, but they don't have the Holy Spirit's comfort. They can't get the book. They don't understand the book. All right? So, I'll speak on the dream real quick, but I'll just let you know that the dream I had was, I heard in my dream, where do the Israelites go to hear the voice of the Lord? Because even if they read the Bible itself by themselves and they don't have the Spirit, they don't hear the voice of the Lord. It's the elect men. See, the elect men are the voice of the Lord on earth. It says in 2 Ezra 15:1, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy. That's the word of Yahweh, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. But at the same time, you got false prophets, stumbling blocks, because the Lord doesn't want all Israel. Not all Israel are of Israel. All right? And this time that we're going into, you're going to have a time where there's going to be women cleaving to the men, Isaiah 4:1. And in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, we will eat our own bread and wear our own apparel. Only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. And these women, you know, there's women that are ordained to be saved with the Israelite men. Israelite women are going to be saved with Israelite men. But this is going to be a time of testing, because a lot of men are going to lose it. They're going to go out of their wits over women. All right? But the elect men will not be deceived by these women. All right? Which women, whether they're going to, be saved or not, women are deceptive. They're envious. They're vultures. And if you don't know how to deal with them, they'll eat you alive. All right? And think nothing of it. They won't feel nothing of it. They won't feel sorry about it. They're an evil creature if they're left to themselves or given to a man that does not have the power to control them. I even heard it with, I was watching this documentary about a man that had like 60 wives out there in Asia. And even the woman, she says, tell me to go back in my house. You can't tell me nothing. And this is in a whole different country, right? Because the way of Babylon has corrupted the whole earth. So when I heard that like an American woman. You can't tell me nothing. You know, I don't need a man. Bunch of fucking bullshit. And, but she said, this man, God must be working with him because he controls all these women, right? And that's true. That is a form of power. That's why we go from glory to glory. All right. And the glory is in the scriptures. All right. And the Holy Spirit is going to make sure it's with them that it's been ordained to be with. But the men are going to have to know how to deal with all these women. When it tells you in Genesis 3 that the woman is trying to control you. It says, It says in verse 7, no, it's 16. It says, Genesis 3, verse 16, unto the woman he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception, because through her came death into the world, and sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. You go to the translation comparison, and tells you in the NLT, then he said to the woman, I will sharpen the pain of your pregnancy, and in pain you will give birth, and you will desire to control your husband, but he will rule over you. See, so the man is supposed to be the head of the woman, but the demon on the woman is that she wants to conquer you. She wants to prove that she's better than you. She wants to tell you what to do. She wants to say, oh, this is a good idea. We should do this. And she wants you to agree with her. You see, that's a demon. All right. Women are demons. They're filled with demons. They got, especially the more men that they've had in them, the more demons they got. Because through trauma does that demon enter in them. All right. So when they get those broken hearts and they go and be sluts and whores, thinking nothing of it, man, their whole fucking thing is, their mind is corrupted horribly. That's why these women, really, a lot of them, they just gotta die. Let me get, I'm telling you, I had 8 aunties on one side, and they were all trash. And they were, I'm telling you, today, a lot of them are dead. The Lord already dealt with them. But I've had aunties chopped up and murdered by their husbands because they were fucking committing adultery. You know what I mean? Man, horrible shit. But they got what they deserved, you know? Yahweh is not unjust. Well, and then these young women, I see the young women, you know, and there's no dot of they could be that, you know? Even though it's happening, you hear about all these women getting judged, being found in suitcases, being left on the side of the road, burnt. You know, all these things, which is only going to increase. And these women, they're so demonic, they don't even, it's like a pit bull. You ever seen pit bulls fighting? If you hit them, they don't even notice you're hitting them. You know, really, you got to damn near choke the dog out to sleep to stop them from fighting. Because if you use a broom or something, you'll break that broom on their back and they won't stop. You see these young women, they're fighting in the hard concrete. No thought of their own safety in the middle of the street. I've seen a video where these fucking women drop their babies to go to blows. They're worse than men. Right? So these women deserve death, man. And this is just a warning to you brothers, you know. Don't let the beauty of a woman deceive you, man. Those are, even Master P said, kill a P. You know, you thinking all these niggas out here killing niggas. A lot of these hoes be killing niggas too. That song is called Killer Pussy. It says right here, in Ecclesiasticus 25, verse 19, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman. All right, so the women are more wicked than the men because they're convincing the man to do wicked deeds. Let the portion of a sinner fall upon her. So let him be put to death. There is no, you know, in the scandals of Alazar, of Sakari, all of them need to be put to death. The Lord he knows what he needs to do. I don't need to say it. It's in his word. All those people need to die. The whole fucking Sakari group. All of them. The earth would be a better place if that whole congregation was put to sleep. The IUIC put to sleep. All right? ISUPK put to sleep. Right? And I mean literally in the grave. The world would be a better place. Just like if Esau, the so-called white man, and his whole entire fucking filthy fucking race was put to sleep. The world would be a better place. All right? But we have to wait on the Lord. All right? It says in verse 21, Stumble not at the beauty of a woman, and desire her not for pleasure. The woman it was made to serve you. So if she ain't working to serve you, all right, if she can't fetch you water, cook you a meal, clean your clothes, and do it joyfully, day in and day out, she ain't worthy of the kingdom. All right, she's gonna be put to death as a Babylon bimbo. All right. So it says in verse 26, if she go not as thou wouldest have her, if she don't do what you tell her, cut her off from thy flesh and give her a bill of divorce and let her go. Because we can't kill them because we're in captivity under the so-called white race, and he puts the woman over the man. This is a wicked society. She could call the cops and say, you hit her, you didn't even do nothing to her, and he'll put you in fucking prison, right? Where you go in there for a 1 year sentence because you called your wife a bitch, and you end up having to do life because you got to fight off a bunch of sodomites. See? So this is a wicked ass society, and they put the woman over the man, and the woman, that's her desire, is to look down on man. All right? So that's why women that are single and they raise children, they raise monsters. All right? They raise monsters all the time. Every time. If they ain't got a man in the child's life, a good man that's connected to him, that cares about him. And see, that's another thing. Women don't care about the children. The men do. Look it up. Women kill children. Men usually don't. All right? Men really actually love their children, and the mothers, they really don't. That's a true fact. All right? Women do not love their children. The men do. They're more worried about their well-being. The women just want the kid to glorify them. You see? But besides the point, you know, women, they're going to be a stumbling block for a lot of men. A lot of women are going to convince the men to go take that implantable microchip. So just as the scriptures say, not my opinion, but what the scriptures say, she's supposed to be doing what you tell her to do, not you doing what the fuck she tells you to do. So when you see men chasing women, they can't control themselves. They're out of order, man. All right? Fuck all that young man full of fucking vitality shit. You're weak. All right? You're weak if you can't control your third leg and think with your big head instead of your little one. All right? Because this is going to lead you to death if you don't. 1 Corinthians 15, nope, not 15, 11. All right? The order is that the man is the head. 1 Corinthians 11, verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach. So Yahushua Hamashiach controls the man. And the head of the woman is the man. So the man is supposed to be giving the orders to the woman, not the woman giving the orders. And really how they do it is they'll be like, oh, you know, I got this great idea. And you start listening to this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that shit. Don't do anything a woman says. All right? You control the woman. And if she don't want to be controlled by you, cut her off. Don't give her no time of your day as if she was to die. Like I said, we can't kill these bitches. We're in captivity under the devil, the so-called white man that puts women over the men. So what you do is you cut her off from your flesh and the Lord will kill her. The Lord will come and get her. All right, he's going to send a hit squad of angels to take that bitch out. It might be a fucking dog that got loose and eats her. You know what I'm saying? Or while she's putting on her, you know, different things, her aqua net. I don't know if they use that anymore, but aqua net and the blow dryer, and it causes a flame and burns her head like a match. You know, there's a million ways the Lord could do it. But the thing is, don't let the woman control you men. Don't even desire them for pleasure, like it says. Don't be all hot up in your drawers lusting after the beauty of a woman. That's out of order. That's that concupiscence. where you have desire that's boiling out, like water boiling over the pot. You don't want that. All right. Learn to discipline yourself so where you get yourself in order. Be a soldier. All right. Don't be chasing these women. Don't be in the bars chasing these women. Don't be on these fucking apps begging these women to come over or going over there. You'll get fucking. I knew dudes that used to do that shit. They'd fucking kidnap. They would have a girl on those platforms, and dude be sitting in the closet with zip ties, and as soon as you walked in, big ass dude come out the closet, and zip tie your ass up, and you might end up dead. I've heard of these things. As I was growing up in my time, I know of these things happening. That's what I mean by this. There's going to be a lot of scandals. Even what's his name said it. Lil Wayne, Mona Lisa, in that song, he tells you about going to the bar, you're drinking with this bitch, you don't even know what this bitch is about. You go home with her, she takes you home, and next you know, you got fucking 6 dudes in that room waiting for you. I watched another documentary where they talked about CIA agents, right? They released a little bit of information through retired agents, and one guy said the number one death for undercover agents is a beautiful woman, because they'll follow that beautiful woman, right? Because they went out of their wits. I've never got a woman that looked like this to look at me, and now all of a sudden this bitch is full of witchcraft, high heels and makeup, and so it puts you out of your wits if you're not, protected by the Lord, and you go follow her in that room, and you got 6 fucking dudes in there, 7 dudes waiting. Right? Tie you up, gag you, and fucking stab you to death. Chop you up and put you in a fucking suitcase or a trash bag and throw you over a fucking bridge. See? So you got to watch what you're doing in this truth. There's a lot of tests going on. All right? Which we're going to be proved. The elect are going to be proven. Yep. It's in there. 2nd Ezra 16. Let me see. So it says in 2nd Ezra 16 verse 70, it says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities great insurrection." Insurrection, a lot of that insurrection is going to come from your wife. Women that are in your lives that are actually double agents. Upon those that fear the Lord, it says your enemies are going to be the foes of a man's are the. Let me get it. There it is. It's Matthew 10 verse 36. "And a man's foes shall be they of his own household." So what does a man have in his household? His wife. All right, his kids. Those are going to be your enemies, because when that chip comes out, they're going to go with the program, all right? They're going to want the chip so that they could eat or drink, or they might threaten them with jail because we've been preaching this truth, and they're making draconian laws to persecute us and say that we've been going against the grain and worthy of death. But all we've been doing is teaching the truth, all right? And just like you had Judas the Iscariot betray Yahushua, right? Well, that's how these women, even the men that are going to do it, and the children that are going to betray their parents, they're right there with you, right? But they're going to show themselves, and they're going to expose themselves, all right? Just like what we're seeing with the scandal with Al-Azhar. All right. All those people, even though it's all set up and fake as shit, right? Which I think he's a agent. They're all agents. He said that there was agent activity going on over there. So that's why the shame's coming out on them, is because they're working for a paycheck, and who has the power to pay them but Edom. So they're agents, and they're just causing chaos, agents of chaos. And it says in verse 71, 2 Ezra 16, verse 71, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those of the Lord. See, they're going to come after the men of the Lord. They're going to send women after you just to try to get you like Samson. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. All right? They're going to attack us. And they're going to use every weak link around you to get at you. It says, then shall they be known who are my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold as the gold in the fire, which all these women, Isaiah 4:1, this is a test. All right, because through the woman, they're going to bring scandals into the Israelite community, just like they're doing with Eleazar and the other one. The whole group is Sakari. But the thing is, you know, they went out of their wits over women. The whole thing is the man, Eleazar, went out of his wits for a woman, right? And he wanted that woman to rule over him, and that's out of order. The man is to control the woman, and the woman is to be over the children. All right, and Yahushua controls the man. He decides through the word, all right, what is right or what is wrong. Okay? It says, hear, O my beloved, saith the Lord, behold, the days of trouble are at hand, but I will deliver you from the same. But the elect are not going to be deceived, because once again, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua has us, and he's given us exactly what we need. His grace is sufficient. His instruction for salvation is sufficient. It says, be ye not afraid, neither doubt, for Yahweh is your guide. Right? Yahweh, which we have Yahushua, which he comes in the volume of the book. The instruction, judgment. See? The wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of judgment shall be the stability of our time. And the guide of them who keep my commandments and precepts, saith the supreme power Yahweh, through his son Yahushua, let not your sins weigh you down. Which a woman ruling over you is a sin. All right? So don't let these sins weigh you down. Let not your iniquities lift up themselves, which we all have a evil side because we got that flesh, but don't let the flesh rule over you either. All right? Mind over matter. It says, woe be unto them that are bound with their sins, because then you're living like a beast. You're serving the flesh, and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, which that means you're caught up in it, like Eleazar. He had a lust for women, but then he went into all kinds of different things because he was running by the flesh, lusting after these women, lusting after eventually became into what? Sodomy and tendencies. All right, you don't want to let yourself go that far. That's too far. Why didn't he examine himself, right? Because he's not an elect. The Lord wasn't dealing with him. The Lord's going to destroy him. That's how the Lord's going to deal with him. It says, woe be unto them that are bound with their sins and covered with their iniquities, like as a field is covered over with bushes, and the path thereof covered with thorns, that no man may travel through. No man could correct you. It says, it is left undressed, meaning if you're undisciplined, and is cast into the fire to be consumed therewith. You're going to be destroyed. So that's why we're, the title, disciple and then apostle. The disciple means discipline, a student of discipline. Discipline yourself, bringing yourself into the subjection of Yahweh Hashem, Yahushua, which he gives us instruction. That's the major part that a lot of men are missing. They oh, I have faith and I'm brotherly and I do all these things. We break bread. We do all these things, but they have no fucking instruction unto salvation. They're just running off their earthly lust. That whole group, Sakari, IUIC, ISUPK, GOCC, they all are going to perish because they're carnally minded. There is no instruction unto salvation in them. The Holy Spirit is not dealing with those people. You know, and I would even say, even not the majority of GMS. Now you got the head apostles, which we were given those apostles, and their works speak for themselves, that they endured, you know, faithfully teaching this truth. That's why, you know, even myself, I give double honors to the apostle elders that ruled Great Millstone. Wow. All right. And they taught us this truth. But it says, you know, that not every Israelite is of Israel. So you got to work out your own salvation in fear and trembling. And that fear is the fear of the Lord, to know what it is that you're involved in. All right. And the woman ain't supposed to be ruling nothing but the children. And even that, the husband is supposed to be over her and telling her how to rule those children. You see? Otherwise, a woman is like a child. And if she's left her own, that's a demon, man. That's a fucking demon. All right? That's why there's a movie, a true story called Monster. And it was a woman that was just abandoned and fucking became a monster, started murdering men. All right? Because she became so ugly through prostitution and drug use that men didn't even want to rape her no more. They wanted to fucking abuse her. So eventually she started fighting back and she started murdering men and she murdered a cop. And that's how they got her. But in the fucking end of it, you know, they showed the trial and the woman said, hey, the cops knew. She was pretty much, she said the cops were the ones doing it, letting her do what she was doing. All right, because the so-called white man, the red devil that rules this world, is a sword. He's a weapon of mass destruction. And he weaponizes everything, including the woman. So be careful of these women. Rule over them. Shalom to the elect wa abab abal.